WBBM FM, Chicago.
The F.B.I. in Peace and War. The F.B.I. in Peace and War is brought to you by refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Enjoy chewing Wrigley's Spearmint Gum every day, as millions do. The lively, long-lasting flavor cools your mouth and freshens your taste. The pleasant chewing adds enjoyment to whatever you're doing. Another great story based on Frederick L. Collins' copyrighted book, The F.B.I. in Peace and War. Drama, thrills, action. Tonight's story, The Collector.
Question. Miss Dorso, how long had your brother been working for Sylvan Mordenoy? Answer, about 6 months, maybe 7. Question. You knew the kind of work it was, didn't you? Answer.
Hold it a second, Steve. Agent Reynolds speaking. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, we're going over the police interview now. Anything new on Nick Dorso? All right, sir. We'll let you know the minute we've completed our review.
Mr. Andrews?
Yeah. Nick Dorso is still holding his own, but no more than that.
No statement from him?
No. The doctors won't allow him to talk. Mr. Andrews said they only give him an even chance to pull through.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I guess we'd better get back to this.
What do you think, Steve? You believe Jean Dorso's story?
So far, it's pretty hard to tell.
She seems like a decent, straightforward girl.
Yes, she does. Only...
I know. Only, how does a decent, straightforward girl come to shoot down her own brother?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're right. We'd better get back to the transcript.
Yeah, where was I?
Question. You knew the kind of work it was, didn't you?
Answer, yes, sir, I did. Question. And Nick's wife, did she know? Answer, no, he always kept those things from her. Question. Those things? Answer. How he worked for a loan shark, how he took in his collections, things like that. Question. Could you give us an example, Miss Dorso? Answer. Like the night he collected from old man Angelo. Question. Miss Dorso, suppose you tell us in your own words exactly what you know about that. Answer. Well, it was like usual.
Come on, open up. We know you're in there. Gus, knock one more time, then you and Arnie kick in the door. Okay, kick it in.
What is it? What do you want?
Results. Open up, Angelo. We want to see you.
Listen, mister.
Yeah, sure. Close the door, Arnie. Gus, make an estimate on the furniture.
Right, Nick.
Well, hello, Angelo. Remember me?
Yes, I remember. What do you want?
What do I want, the man says. You hear that, boys?
Well, it's that TV, Nick. Everybody a comic.
Yeah. Everybody but Mr. Mordenoy. Now there, Angelo, there is a very serious individual. To him, a debt of honor is no laughing matter. What about that, huh?
I paid. I paid already 3 times over, mister. Joe Angelo got no money to pay no more.
Gus, let's have a look at that account sheet.
Yeah, it's right here.
Thank you. All paid up, huh, Angelo?
Look, mister.
Abel, Ackerman, Allen, Angelo. Here we are. Joseph Angelo, $500 loan. Amount still unpaid, $396. Well, it looks like you and Mr. Mordenoy got different books, friend.
I paid 500. More than 500 I paid.
Oh, so what about interest? You pay that, too? Mr. Mordenoy don't take kindly to lending out good dough without loanees pay back with interest.
Interest? I pay so much interest.
Easy, pal. Keep your voice down.
No, I say what's on my mind. Mordenoy is nothing but a crook. I should have gone to a bank, to a legitimate loan company I should have gone. I do nothing but pay and no end to it. Well, Joseph Angelo does not pay anymore.
Mm-hmm. Arnie, Gus, you both heard me. I was good to this loanee, reasonable. Gus,
Nick,
lock the door, will you, and close the transom. Arnie, shut those windows.
Nick, wait a minute.
What for? Joseph Angelo does not pay anymore. So Nick Dorso does not wait anymore. Come here, Angelo.
What?
Well, Mr. Angelo, friend, I am a collector. My job is to collect. What I'm going to do, I'm going to carry out my job. One way or the other, I'm going to collect from you, Angelo. That's what I'm going to do.
Question. And will you tell us how your brother collected from Joseph Angelo? Answer. He beat the poor man up, that's how. And also he and Arnie and that Gus, they moved out all his furniture. Question. How much did Nick get paid for doing this sort of thing? Answer. I don't know exactly, only it must have been quite a lot. He was always giving his wife money. Nick always had plenty of cash on hand.
Hey, Rose, 50 enough?
Thanks, Nick. That's more than enough.
Well, so take another 20 here. Buy something for yourself as well as Nick Dorso's wife. Should ought to look like something, right? So here's an even century. Buy something pretty like yourself.
Oh, you're so good to me, Nick. Isn't he, Jean? Your brother's the best husband a girl ever had.
You better get the baby to the park, Rose.
Oh, yeah, I better. Nick, there's cold ham in the icebox for your lunch.
Yeah, okay, Rose. Jean will fix me something.
Don't forget, Jean. Something hot, maybe a little...
Yeah, sure. Hurry it up, Rose, while the sun's still nice and warm.
Hurry. Bye, Nick.
I see you, honey.
Why don't you tell her the truth, Nick? Why don't you tell her how you really make this money?
Oh, wind it up. I'm tired of hearing that.
Why don't you tell her what really keeps you working so late nights, you and that little chorus girl from the 18 Club?
Shut up with that kind of talk. If you ever say one word to Rose...
Nick, can't you see where this is all heading?
You bet I see. I got dough in my pocket. I'm having the time of my life. I'm headed straight for a lot more of both.
Nick!
Never mind, Nick. You could save the lectures. Who are you to talk anyway? What do you got? No job, no man either.
Oh,
I pay my own way. I take care of my family. At least I do that.
Sure, you're a big guy now.
You bet I am. I'm getting bigger.
And Rose?
What, Rose don't know who would hurt her unless you open your face, and if you ever do so...
You're what? Slap me around like old man Angelo? Beat me up the way you did him?
You better not come around here no more, Jean. You won't be welcome here no more.
Rose asked me over. I come to see her, not a hoodlum like you.
One day you're going to take me too far. I warn you, Jean.
Thanks for nothing.
Well, just keep it up. Go on.
You're on your way to the cell house, Nick. Why don't you stop now?
Why don't you mind your own business? I know what I'm on my way to, and what's more, I'm going to get there. Don't you worry none about that.
Back to the collector in just a moment. Friends, one reason it's a good idea to chew Wrigley's Spearmint Gum every day is that it satisfies you without being rich or filling. Yes, you can chew Wrigley's Spearmint after meals, between meals, anytime and as long as you want. You get your satisfaction from the delicious flavor and the natural, pleasant chewing. Wrigley's Spearmint Gum is wholesome and good for you. So make your daily treat Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. It's a treat you can trust for healthful daily enjoyment. Always keep a package or two of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum handy in your purse or pocket. Be sure to get Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Healthful, refreshing, delicious. Act 2 of tonight's story on the FBI in Peace and War, The Collector.
Question. And after your quarrel with Nick Dorso, where did he go? Answer. To see Mr. Mordenoy. Question. Miss Dorso, were you acquainted with Sylvan Mordenoy? Answer. No. I only knew him by name, and maybe I spoke to him once or twice when I answered the phone for my brother or Rose. I only knew he had a nice speaking voice and good manners and lived in a swank penthouse in the fancy section of town.
Hello, Philippe. Is Mr.
That you, Nick?
Yeah, Gus.
We're out here on the terrace.
Right. Okay, Philippe, thanks. I know my way.
Hey, Philippe, while you're at it, Mr. Mordenoy wants some more of them little black eggs there. Come on out, Nick. It's nice and cool out here.
Yeah, feels real good. How are you, Gus? Hello, Mr. Mordenoy.
Draw up a chair, Nick. Gus, a plate and a glass for our friend.
No, thanks. Just have my lunch.
Lunch? My dear fellow, you must keep better hours. Sleep is vital to the thinking man. Am I correct, Gus?
100%. What he means, Nick, he's just now having breakfast.
I suppose you're wondering why I called.
A little, yeah.
You don't mind if I continue with breakfast?
I'll go right ahead, sure.
We've been talking about you behind your back, Nick. Gus and I have. And we've come to the conclusion that you're a definite asset to our little organization.
Oh, well, thanks.
A definite asset, but also a definite liability.
Gus tells me Mr. Angelo offered some mild resistance to meeting his obligation. Is that right?
Well, mild is not the word. He said he wouldn't pay anymore. He said he should have gone to a bank or a legit loan company.
Yes, so Gus was telling me. These people act like animals. Quite disgusting, really. Bank. Legitimate loan company. The only reason they come to me is because neither bank nor loan company would give them a single penny. Gus, drop more of the Chablis, if you please.
Yeah, sure, boss.
Point I want to make, Nick, is simply this. The inferior man in our organization can usually achieve his wants by physical means. But the superior man, and this is what I'm hoping for you, Nick, the superior man achieves the same wants by mental means. Do you follow me?
Well, I follow you, Mr. Mordenoy, but if some clown refuses to pay...
One must then find a subtle way to persuade him otherwise.
Beat-ups is old-fashioned, Nick. You always leave yourself open to trouble with the law.
Eloquently stated, Gus. And now that the matter is settled...
Well, Mr. Mordenoy,
Now that the matter is settled, Nick, we won't ever mention it again. Gus, my coffee's getting cold. Please tell our friend of the defection in our organization.
He means Chuck Roscoe, Nick.
What about Chuck?
Well, he's been pulling a nifty. Tony and Mike Spaniel found out.
What kind of nifty?
Reporting no collections and pocketing the payments himself.
Can you imagine, Nick? Biting the very hand that feeds.
Mr. Mordenoy would like to have a talk with Chuck Roscoe, Nick. Nice, friendly little talk.
Do you think you could persuade Mr. Roscoe to come here? Subtly persuade him?
Oh, I'm sure I could, Mr. Mordenoy.
There you are, Gus, all taken care of. All right, Nick, I believe we've covered everything. You know your way out. It's been good seeing you. Good morning.
Question. Nick went from Mordenoy's place to the apartment of Chuck Roscoe? Answer. That's what he said. Only Roscoe wasn't home.
And he's not coming home. Chuck's out of town.
Well, so I'll wait. I got nothing but time, Mrs. Roscoe.
You can't wait. I gotta fix it.
Go on. You got to fix what?
Nothing. Nothing I gotta fix.
Dinner, maybe. I see the table is set for 2.
So what? So, a girlfriend's coming over.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing here, anyhow? I don't like the way you look. What are you doing?
Well, I got to fix something, too, Mrs. Roscoe.
I don't like the way you look. I sure don't.
Oh, you know, in a way, that's a shame. You don't look half bad to me.
What do you want with Chuck, mister? What do you want with him?
Well, if you really... What's that?
What?
The downstairs buzzer?
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, come now, Mrs. Roscoe. I used to live in a walk-up like this. This looks like the answering button right here. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Well, I'll be real pleased to say hello to your girlfriend.
Please, mister, leave Chuck alone.
What can I do, Mrs. Roscoe, with him out of town?
What are you doing?
I forgot my glasses. The light was hurting my eyes. Step over here with me, huh, Mrs. Roscoe?
No.
This isn't a pea shooter I'm pointing at you. Step over here. I wouldn't talk anymore if I was you.
Listen.
No more talking, Mrs. Roscoe. I won't tell you again.
Chuck me in!
Why,
You're going to Mordenoy's loans!
Stay where you are, Chuck. Stop or I'll free you. Make sure you ask for it.
Question. And what happened after the shooting? Answer. Nick went home and hid the gun in his bedroom closet. Question. He told you what happened? Answer. Not then. Later, after he learned the truth about Mordenoy. Question. He didn't tell you anything about Mrs. Roscoe? Answer. No, nothing more than I just said. Dave,
Uh-huh.
It was right after the shooting that you saw Mrs. Roscoe, wasn't it?
About 36 hours after. The police here didn't know Roscoe's background for almost 24 hours. The shooting was on a Wednesday. Their wire came in Thursday. I saw Mrs. Roscoe early Friday. 36 is about it.
You want to fill me in on that?
All right. I saw Mrs. Roscoe at the hospital before noon on Friday. She was brought there after the shooting in a state of shock. I think you know that much. By the time I arrived, she was considerably better, but her eyes looked as if she had been crying constantly.
Please. I don't know anything. Nothing at all.
Mrs. Roscoe, I'm here to help you if I can. Your husband has been killed, shot down. Surely you want to... Someone wanted your husband out of the way, Mrs. Roscoe. Why?
I don't know. I tell you, I don't know.
Did you know that Chuck Roscoe was wanted by our bureau?
No.
You didn't know?
No, maybe I did. Yes, I guess maybe I did know that.
What difference does it make now? What difference? I don't know.
But you did know he was wanted by us.
Yes, yes,
And you also knew that he was doing something illegally here in town.
yes.
I've been speaking with Inspector Kendall of your local police force. It's his guess that your husband was mixed up in a loan shark operation of some sort. Is that right? Will you tell me the name of the man or men behind this racket? Mrs. Roscoe, please try to understand why I'm pursuing this.
Mr. Reynolds, I'm afraid.
Tell me the names of the men and you won't have to be.
I'm so afraid.
You won't have to be anymore, Mrs. Roscoe. Just tell me the names and I promise you, you won't be afraid anymore.
Back to the collector in just a moment. Friends, when you chew Wrigley's Spearmint Gum, that good, delicious chewing just naturally helps to keep your mouth clean, fresh, and sweet. The natural chewing action helps to clean your teeth. The lively, refreshing flavor of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum sweetens your breath and gives your mouth a fresh, clean feeling. So you see, Wrigley's Spearmint Gum gives you more than chewing enjoyment and satisfaction. Yes, it's good and good for you. Remember, too, Wrigley's Spearmint Gum is a long-lasting treat that satisfies you without being rich or filling. Get a few packages of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum next time you're at the store. Enjoy it often every day, as millions of people do. Act 3 of tonight's story on the FBI in Peace and War, The Collector.
Question. Now, Miss Dorso, do you want to tell us exactly what happened leading up to your shooting your brother? Answer. It was an accident. I didn't mean to shoot Nick. Question. Why don't you tell us just what happened? Answer. Well, Rose had to take the wash to the laundromat in the neighborhood, and I'd come over to sit with the baby. Nick was there, but all he kept doing was going to the phone every other second.
Operator, hello, up. Oh, operator, listen, there must be something wrong with that line. I've been trying to get that number for days. Can't you... What's... Oh, I see. You sure, huh? All right, never mind.
Nick?
Huh? Oh, it's you.
Nick, don't be a fool.
Get out of my way, Gene. I want to finish packing.
If you run away, that'll only make it worse, Nick. Give yourself up. You can claim self-defense.
Yeah, sure. Hand me that suitcase, huh?
You'll never make it out of town. They'll be looking for a guy on the run. You know that.
Well, maybe, but they won't be looking for a guy with a kid. Now, come on. Let's have that suitcase.
Tom, the kid?
Mm-hmm. I'm taking Nicky with me.
You what?
You heard me. Don't get it. Hello.
Hello, Nick. This is me, Gus.
Well, Gus, where's everybody been? I've been trying to reach you like crazy.
Hold on a minute, Nick. Somebody wants to speak to you. Is that you, Nick?
Mr. Mordenoy, where are you? Where are you calling from?
Nick, I don't want you to talk. I want you to listen carefully. I'm speaking only once, and then I'm hanging up.
Go ahead.
The organization has left town. Because of your indiscretion, we were forced to leave. You won't know where we are, so don't attempt to contact us again. I'm sorry, Nick, but it seems you're inferior after all.
Oh, wait a minute. You can't do that. I gotta leave. Hey, you can't hang up on me. You can't. Hello. Those All right, they want to play like that. I'll show them.
You looking for this, Nick?
What?
This gun. Are you looking for it?
Hey, what's the idea?
What does it look like? You're not leaving town after all, Nick. You're going to call the police.
What?
Either you are or I'm calling them for you.
Jane, what is this?
And which will it be, Nick? You or me?
Oh, I get it. It's the kid, huh? You don't want me to take the kid.
You or me, which?
I'll tell you which, Gene. Either one of us. I thought you'd bust into my business once too often. Well, this is that once. Now, give me that gun before I ram it down your throat. I'm leaving and I'm taking the kid with me.
No,
Give
Nick.
me the gun, Gene.
Don't come near me. I'm warning you.
You won't shoot. You're too straight to hurt anybody, especially your own brother. Now, come on, let's have
Don't
it.
you come near me.
That's all you could say. Don't come near me. Don't take your own kid. Well, go on. Pull the trigger. See if you got the guts.
I mean it, Nick. I mean it.
Sure you do. Sure you mean it. All right, drop it. Give me a doctor, Gene. Gene, give me a doctor!
Fortunately for both Jean Dorso and the state, her brother recovered from the gunshot wound and proved man enough to corroborate at least that part of the story which involved his sister, though steadfastly denying his part in the murder of Chuck Roscoe. Roscoe's widow, however, readily identified him as the killer, and he was subsequently convicted and sentenced to the extreme penalty according to the laws of the state. At the moment, Sylvan Mordenoy remains at large, leaving our file still open on the collector.
Remember, friends, when you want a tasty treat that satisfies you without being rich or filling, chew a stick of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. There's lots of delicious, long-lasting flavor in a stick of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum, real taste enjoyment. And besides, you get satisfaction from the pleasant chewing. It gives you comfort, helps relieve tension, and helps to tide you over till mealtime. So do what millions do. Keep Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum handy and enjoy it every day. And you can enjoy it as often as you want because you know it's good and good for you. Inexpensive, too. Be sure to get Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Healthful, refreshing, delicious. In tonight's story, Elsbeth Eric played the part of Jean Dorso, and Bob Reddick was Nick Dorso. This radio dramatization for the FBI in Peace and War was written by Jack Anson Fink. These programs are produced and directed by Betty Mandeville. All names and characters used on the program are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. This program is based on Frederick L. Collins' copyrighted book, The FBI in Peace and War, and the broadcast does not imply endorsement, authorization, or approval by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum, the refreshing, delicious treat that gives you real chewing enjoyment, invite you to listen to next Wednesday's story, The Club Date on the FBI in Peace and War. Same time, same station. This is the CBS Radio Network.
Homeowners, if you own an oil burner, you probably know what an inconvenience a service call on a stormy winter night can be. And a major cause of oil burner service calls is clogged filter screens. Well, this winter you can find the answer in Shell Furnace Oil, which contains a special ingredient, FOA-5X, that puts an end to clogged filter screens. This was proved when Shell Furnace Oil with FOA-5X was tested in thousands of homes for 3 years. In these tests, not one case of oil burner shutdown due to clogged filter screens was reported. Shell Furnace Oil with FOA-5X actually cleans as it heats. So reduce service calls. Avoid oil burner shutdowns. Call Shell Oil Company at Wabash 29080 and arrange for your winter supply of Shell Furnace Oil with FOA-5X. That's Shell Oil Company at Wabash 29080. 36 degrees,